On them, let's go into picks and bans for Samsung versus CJ. Bard is going to be the first ban. A Bard ban against Madlife. Well, Madlife has been making incredible plays this season. Honestly, I think this is one of Madlife's best seasons in terms of just purely what he's been doing for his team.
Yeah,
it's
really,
been really impressive.
Really hard carrying, especially when he doesn't really have a very good jungler in bubbling. The fact that he's able to get all of these plays is very impressive. So interesting that they banned Bard. We'll see what kind of composition they want to go for here. Samsung probably will first pick Alistar, you would think, because otherwise they're just giving it to Madlife, and that's been his most dominant champion this season.
You know, why would you ban only one of Madlife's support picks? I mean, obviously they're just worried about the Bard in particular, but I think he's just as deadly on the Thresh as well.
Well, we've seen people try and ban Alistar and Thresh against him in the past, and he does just pick the Bard. So yeah, he's got these picks that he will go for. They don't have to take the Thresh. There's no priority on that right now, but I assume that is what we are going to see.
I suppose there's an outside chance it could end up being a Braum, but probably the Thresh. We'll see. Lucian Graves seems reasonable. Some strong picks still available. Poppy, Lissandra.
Yeah, Untora is still having some champion pool issues. He's looked most impressive on Maokai, which is a little bit of a weird pick in this meta. But it's been, again, it's been all about that bottom lane. The way CJ plays is everybody teleports into the bottom lane with Twisted Fate or a mid-TP champion, and then they get kills onto Kramer, and they snowball the game off of that.
And it may just be this Lucian Graves duo. Yep, it will. All right.
It's pretty standard here, putting the emphasis on Kramer once again, getting him on a lane dominant pick. Yeah, something that can deal a lot of damage in the late game, ensuring that he will get an advantage right off the bat.
Now, if Samsung takes a Nidalee for Ambition rather than something like an Elise, doesn't that kind of betray a bit of a poke comp with a Fiora split push here?
Maybe. Yeah, could be. Of course,
all right,
we could see that Siege coming through. The Ezreal is still available. One of the interesting things about Samsung is they've had a really lackluster early game, but their late game is actually very good. So I think that's one of the reasons why against Jin Air stylistically didn't have the best matchup, because in the current meta in the late game, when Samsung plays that well late, they can just take a team fight and win it late off of death timers. So Jin Air, a team that doesn't have as well coordinated team fighting as Samsung does, comes into some of those issues. So we'll see. CJ doesn't have the strongest early game either.
Not exactly. They usually rely on Madlife to kind of go around saving people more than anything.
Yeah, Nar pick here makes sense. I mean, CJ doesn't have a lot of strategic versatility right now. It's basically just set up Kramer and hope they win the game. So
right. Nar Thresh, saving that mid pick until last.
Interesting that Sky is held off on the pick this long. He's been a pretty big weak point on CJ. Had mixed results with the Twisted Fate, which was banned this game, and otherwise kind of gone for Victor, but Samsung could just take the Victor here, which has been a huge pick for them.
It could be Tristana Victor, I suppose.
Yeah, Samsung, a team that really likes to take the Tristana. They just take the LeBlanc as an all-purpose mid lane pick there without a whole lot of downside, but I think going for the Victor and the wave clear would be a stronger choice.
We've seen in the past that teams that lack wave clear tend to end up hurting quite a bit.
Yeah, they have Nidalee Spears. They have the Tristana explosive shot too, so they're not entirely devoid of wave clear, but I think picking Victor here would be strong, but they are just going to go with LeBlanc instead.
Yep, along with that Tristana presumably. Yep, there it is, locked in. All right, so final pick comes down to CJ. Who are they going to put Fly on? Does picking the LeBlanc make them a little bit more wary about grabbing the Victor for themselves?
No, I shouldn't. I mean, if LeBlanc tries to stay too close to you, you just put down your gravity field, she can't land her chain, so.
Yeah, or just put it down where her distortion would go back to, I suppose. Victor would be the logical choice here.
Plus, when she comes in, you can just Q her and then get the shield off. So
yeah.
I don't really understand the non-Victor pick for Samsung. It seems to me that you'd be able to push all 3 lanes quite effectively with Tristana, Victor, and Fiora in the mid game, but is not going to be the way forward. And instead they give Sky a pick that he's quite comfortable on, actually.
And Lysandra falling all the way through picks and bans here in game number 1.
Which is extra surprising because it's Samsung and because Kuve is such a good Lysandra player.
Yeah.
And we've seen him really command late game team fights on that champion. But instead, they're just going to pick up the Fiora. So we'll see what Kuve can do with that pickup. CJ picking an extremely standard composition these days.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good for them, though, you know? Pick a standard composition, focus on just getting Kramer ahead, Madlife making plays, saving people with that lantern.
Yeah, excellent late game team fighting, too. So they'll have a lot of opportunities in the late game to set up with a big wombo combo. Samsung is going to have to be much more pick-oriented. They've got to get some kills early or get the Fiora rolling and just wave clear late, which is why I'm surprised about the lack of the Victor, because now I feel like they have to make plays with Nidalee and LeBlanc early. They have to get these roams in, they have to get these turret dives in so that they can really be efficient. And instead of just taking the Victor and playing for the long game in a 4-1 split, wave clear is harder now because Tristana will need some auto attacks in there, and if she gets zoned off the turret, simply not going to get that, and that's zoning off the turret is something that champions like Gnar and Victor can do.
Well, we will see what happens. Both of these teams, Samsung and CJ, looking to set up a possible playoff run in the second round of Champions Spring. And right now, this match, my money's on Samsung, but we've seen stranger things, so who knows?
That we have. We have seen stranger things, but I'm intrigued by this. Samsung needs to have a stronger early game than usual.
We'll see if they can do it. Game number 1, CJ versus Samsung. Let's get in the game. All right, welcome to Summoner's Rift. Samsung taking on CJ Entus. CJ fans always loud, always here. It's a organization in Korea with quite the history. A lot of good finishes. Not a lot of championships, though.
They got 2.
Yeah. It's been a while, though, hasn't it?
And never actually gotten by CJ, just Blaze and Frost before pre-CJ times.
Yeah. No championship wins for CJ yet, and probably not going to be this season either.
We'll see. BDD is so damn good, though, that I think you're probably right, but considering we have a big roster shakeup coming for CJ, where they're going to be changing 2, if not 3 players, see how well their synergy develops. No doubt that all of these guys are currently scrimming together, and I have no idea how they're doing in the scrim environment.
Should be interesting. Well, looks like the lane swap is going to be executed by both teams.
That should be advantageous for CJ. Now we got Lucian Thresh combo, and then of course having the range advantage over Fiora at least early might be able to slow the Fiora down just a little bit.
That Tristana skin, man. That is disturbing.
Squeezing her dragon.
Yeah. That's a living creature. It's not a pair of bagpipes or something. What do you call bagpipes? You call it a pair of bagpipes? Just a bagpipes?
A bagpipe?
It's not bagpipes.
I think you call it a bag of pipes.
Bagpipes. A bag o' pipes. I don't know. I mean, it's a very descriptive name of what it actually is, but we're seeing the pretty typical Thresh zoning that we see in these lanes.
Yeah, really level 2.
Yeah.
Massive. Actually, Wraith gets hooked right there. That's not good.
Oh, that's a lot of damage on the Wraith. They pop the Ignite, too.
Yeah, really just trying to bully him out of lane early.
Yeah, well, they do a good job of that. That's going to make it even tougher for Stitch and Wraith to get any sort of strong start already. Limited to 2 CS.
This guy's already taken a lot of damage in this lane and not done much in return, so nice early trading here from Crown. We didn't get to see that, but he's really having a lot of success using his W to harass.
I guess so.
There we go.
There's some more return damage. Oh, wow. Wow, the flashing. Crown goes in, gets the first blood. The Ignite did the job.
Wow.
That is a tough 1v1 to lose, man, at just 3 minutes into the game. Ouch.
Well, that's exactly what they need to do, though. I mean, Crown blind picked this matchup and was so confident he gets the solo kill. I was a little bit worried there when I saw Sky like trading so poorly early. But now, man, that is huge.
Man, you almost never see a 1v1 duel like that so early in the game in League of Legends right now.
Yeah, 3 minutes and have that turn into a win. Oh, very rare. Sky must have, we didn't get to see why he got out-traded so badly, but something certainly went wrong there, and Crown takes that opportunity for the all-in with the Ignite. And this is perfect for them because, as we were discussing, Samsung's plan here, they have to get rolling with this Nidalee and this LeBlanc early. The Alistar and the Tristana too, they've got an excellent composition for dives in the laning phase if they can get some roaming done. But if they can't work with that, CJ's composition is just going to be brutal in late game team fights. So Snowball has to start early for Samsung if they want to actually make use of this LeBlanc in Italy.
Right. Here comes Bubbling. Going to try to make a play up in top lane. Wraith and Stitch are pushed pretty far forward, but there is a ward there, so you should know when he steps into lane. Or into river anyway.
He knows there's a ward there too, though.
He should. Doesn't matter. Going in anyway. Madlife bringing in Wraith. And they still do have the summoners up. Let's see if they can get a couple. There's the flash from Wraith. Oh, Hook just barely misses Stitch. So they get one summoner at least.
A nice little win, to be sure.
Yep.
Certainly this LeBlanc is going to need very little help in this laning phase. Going for the Frost Queen's claim first here. Ambition has total reign over the jungle right now. On the bottom side, even though Cuvée is pushed in, Victor is playing very close to his turret, and that means nice counter jungling here.
Yeah. Well, Crown's going to be able to keep that lane pushed in quite a bit now. He's already got the Frostfang. He's got an amplifying tome on top of that to just a couple rings for Sky. Here comes Ambition. Just passing by.
Bubbling has nothing to take now. Jungle cleared out, so he's gone on a long roam here, but there's no Scuttle Crab. He's actually going to beat Ambition here, and he's a level down.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. Ambition chasing. Here comes Crown to help out. Sky making a motion over. Alistar coming in. Flash is used. Can Wraith pick it up? Doesn't look like it. Goes for the Pulverize. All right,
he was trying to hit his headbutt, but
I guess so,
didn't get it. So can't quite make it work, but Ambition chasing him around, and a true shame Wraith had already burned his flash right there, because that would have been a...
Oh boy. Well, no Ignite, so Crown can't go too far all in, but that's already a lot of damage on the Sky. And it's not going to get much easier until Victor picks up another item.
Yeah, Madlife actually just forced Flash's, or Stitch's flash right there too, with the Flash Ignite of his own.
Yeah, he did.
So taking advantage of the fact that Alistar wasn't in lane, Sky having to play so far back.
Yeah, Crown threatening that dive. Here comes Graves, though. Bubbling is there. Wow, Crown being very threatening.
Huge problems, though. Already 10 CS back. Had to pick up a second Doran's ring just to help himself survive the first. Oh, my.
Whoa, okay, there we go. Crown just taking Sky out.
Crown's just styling on him now. Two solo kills pre 7 minutes. That is just a... Hey, this is brutal. At this point, CJ is going to have a really hard time actually winning this game because LeBlanc is so big. And LeBlanc in the current time is such... She's always been a snowballing champion, but she's...
Tara taking a lot of damage. Throws Cuvée against the wall there. Still has to retreat. Doesn't need to use that flash, but here comes Ambition. They could dive this. Easy spear to hit. You can see him. No, can't quite. Never mind. It's gromp time.
No, lane is pushed too far back for the dive right there. The minion wave is very close to the Fiora's turret. Ambition doing the smart thing and just taking out the enemy jungle instead. Trying to steal away this blue buff, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, he's got the smite. Bubbling not even checking. They had the ward, though, so I think they saw Ambition go for that blue.
Why is Bubbling showing in lane right now?
I think this CJ game has completely gone off the rails. They're going to need a miracle from Kramer and Madlife to win this one.
Well, I mean, they did know, I think why they're doing this is they did know that Ambition was in their jungle, and so they're just trying to get deep wards so he doesn't care about showing himself because they're trying to control this game.
I suppose.
And he goes to the other side. So, but he's given them a lot of information to work around. And because of that, now we see that Utar has to play pretty far back. I mean, Crown is a level up right now, has the Frost Queen's Claim already. So they're going to take away the blue buff and actually give it to Kramer. So they're trying to snowball their advantage that they have built up in top.
Yeah, it's the only edge they've got at the moment. They need to make it work.
I mean, it's not much of one either. It's like a 10 CS lead.
Yep, that's right. Ambition.
Probably
for
got
some
that.
wards, yeah.
Actually, he had his smite available.
Crown over the wall onto Sky, a little bit more damage there. But, yeah, and Crown hasn't been back to buy. Oh, no, he has. He got the Frost Queen's Claim. Never mind.
Yep.
Never mind, he has. Sky forced into really early Negatron Cloak. That's...
Yeah, he's going to have to go Abyssal, especially against Italy. I mean, it's a good item against Italy LeBlanc, so it's not the end of the world. But
do you think he would have liked to upgrade his Hex Core at least once or twice by now?
Yes, so he actually had wave clear. That's usually pretty important for Victor to have the second tap on his E there so he can actually clear these waves, because the problem is that now Crown owns this lane, and Crown is just going to be able to push him out pretty much whenever he wants. He has to back off every time that Frost Queens is used, because otherwise it makes the chains too easy to hit.
Such as... Yeah, no Ignite yet for Crown, so it's probably going to be a little while until the all-in, and Sky is taking noticeably less damage now that he has that Negatron Cloak.
Yeah, the Frost Queen's Claim first isn't going to provide you the most burst, but it does allow you to play very aggressively. You can just pop it every time you start to push forward in lane and figure out if the jungler's there or not. And
whoa, okay. Yeah. Ignite's getting pretty close to coming off cooldown here.
Yeah, he's just prepping for it right now, but he doesn't have much mana.
Not a lot. And because Kramer ended up getting that blue buff too, Crown's going to be a bit slow in terms of building up the mana to do anything.
The other scary thing is that Fiora Cuvée has actually been playing very far back in his lane for a lot of his time, so that's forced Intara to overextend and miss some CS due to having to play cautiously, and that means, of course, that he hasn't been able to pick up all the CS he would like because Bubbling has been focusing on that top side of the map.
Yeah. A little bit of a heal on the Crown, that certainly does help. Ignite's back up. We'll have to see if he decides to go for another all-in.
Probably need some help with him from Ambition on this one.
Probably.
Without more AP or any magic penetration or anything like that.
It'd be tough to get through the defenses of Sky at the moment. And I think Kramer just walking up, forcing that rocket jump out of Stitch. Sky going back to buy, maybe finishing that Abyssal. Nope, decides not to.
Finds Bubbling though.
Yeah. Mad Life just only takes Thunderlords. You notice that? No matter what he's on. I like it. It's bloodthirsty.
Well, he doesn't take it on Alistar, I'm pretty sure, but...
Oh, no.
Thresh and Bard. Thresh and Bard, certainly really, really good.
You talk about, man, with Alistar, you just headbutt pulverize auto attack. There's your Thunderlord's proc right there.
Maybe if the headbutt still gave you the auto at the end of it.
You just wait and then auto normally. Oh, Stitch caught. There's a box going down. Stitch trying to rocket jump away, but the culling will get the kill for Kramer. CJ needed that one.
Ambition on all the way on the opposite side of the map, and Stitch used his flash and his heal right there, but a great play from Mad Life just keeps him in the box.
Man, the ability that Mad Life has had to make plays this season has really been something to watch.
I mean, and now Bubbling is just going to come here and just blast down this turret. So CJ decided to put the emphasis on that top lane. It ends up paying off in that 2v2 kill as Stitch unable to get away in time. But now CJ somehow going to be back into this game as they are going to take a turret lead and just about even up the gold. So he's just like, CJ can't do anything unless it's their duo lane doing something. But they still don't have an answer to this Fiora that's, you know, unfortunately for them, gone even in this bottom side. They don't have a way to stop that split push, and Sky is far behind. Finally gets a Hex Core upgrade right there so he can clear the minion wave and keep Crown in lane. But it's still going to be quite tough for them. Madlife going to check out the blue buff right now, find that.
Samsung's going to take
Oh, he took it!
Madlife got the blue buff. Flash anyway, though. Wraith, there's the headbutt. Madlife's going to give that blue buff right back. Goes over to Crown, actually. And now Wraith on the run. CJ looking for a little bit of revenge.
Where's waiting
Tara
to
is
TP.
not giving up. Yeah, Bubbling Sky coming in too. Here comes a teleport from Samsung. They may turn this one around. Spear onto Bubbling. Kube coming in. Chaos Storm down onto Wraith.
Wow, Cube waited a really long time. He really wanted them to commit on that. And Madlife goes in, gets a fantasy auto attack on the blue buff, but then Samsung gets it onto the person they wanted it on the whole time.
Crown's like, nope, that's mine. I'll be taking it.
And they give Crown another kill, which is pretty bad.
Yeah, I would say so. He's going for his own Abyssal Scepter now.
Meanwhile, because they moved Antara down there with the TP, Tristana got a whole lot of time with this turret, and that means they're going to even up the turrets for free. So that was actually a really poor play from CJ on the map, committing to a blue buff like that when they could have just walked over and taken the enemy blue instead and not lost their turret and not gotten killed. So bad call right there. It could have gone worse for them if Cube had decided not to TP at all, which would have been the correct play right there. He was being patient with it and made the wrong decision in the end, but I understand just waiting for them to commit in the river. But now they have a whole host of problems.
Crown. Well, he's got a ward, though.
Including this LeBlanc, who is very scary right now.
Yep. Somewhere there's a terrified Zyra. I know she hasn't been in pro play for a while, but she was always, seemed like always the victim of LeBlanc back in the day.
Faker's preferred target.
Yep. LeBlanc and Ari just one-shotting Zyra's all day, every day.
I miss Deathfire Grasp too, though.
Yep. Good times. Except for Zyra. Well, this is an interesting one now. Samsung still with the edge, but I mean, you just can't underestimate Madlife and Kramer's ability to turn games around.
Wow, nice calling.
Yeah, really nice. A lot of damage. Crown wants another kill. Will he get it, though?
Well, I think the better question is, what's going to be done about Cube, who is now racing out to a large CS advantage?
Oh, here we go. Crown going in on the Sky. Gets caught a little bit in that Chaos Storm. Here comes Ambition, though. Flash. Where's the spear? Gets dodged. And LeBlanc going in anyway. Crown can't quite get the kill, though.
Didn't have Ignite
yeah.
there.
Oh.
That was the only thing, but they did use 2 flashes to try and pin him down. Got both summoners from Sky in response, so a little bit better trade there, but they push Sky out of lane again and are going to ram this minion wave into his turret. So.
Well, it's just another big CS lead coming for Crown. You know, he's already about 30 up, and it's going to grow.
That it will. And the Sterix gauge on Antara, we've seen more Nars do this and try and scrap it out in the laning phase for some of these carry top laners, but it's just not going to be enough against Fiora in the late game. You know, the problem too with playing Nara into Fiora is that you really can't ult her or try and stun her in any way because Nar's auto, or his CC animations are so obvious that they're super easy to parry, and you can't Nar ult her because if she parries the Nar ult, you basically are useless in a team fight.
Pretty much. Kramer gets a ride up to the turret for a little bit more CSing. Still does have a little bit of a lead over his AD carry opponent, but it really has been pick on Sky day.
Most CJ games are pick on Sky day.
Yeah, I suppose. Sometimes it's pick on Utara day. Oh, speaking of picking on Sky, there's the Ignite. Easy kill for Crown.
Crown has played with LeBlanc super well mechanically. I mean, the way he even played that last fight, just playing around the gravity field was really impressive.
Yeah.
And there again, just knowing the exact times on that gravity field and then being able to get out of there while maximizing his damage.
All 4 kills CJ has are on Crown, and that LeBlanc keeps getting bigger and bigger. Now with that needlessly large rod. There goes mid lane turret for Samsung.
Nothing is stopping this LeBlanc now. There's
It's-
nobody that can deal with this.
Yeah. It's looking like it's going to be pretty tough.
Even Untara, he just doesn't have any MR yet. And he has to build some form of armor or HP just to deal with the Fiora in lane. And so having this LeBlanc roam up to him is just a death sentence.
Oh, that culling did not do a lot to Wraith, did it? Easy turret kill for Samsung. They're up 3-1 now. Dragon's back.
Wow, they should not try and take that.
That's Crown's blue buff. Pretty much every blue buff is Crown's blue buff now.
Look at the burst on that blue buff too.
Yeah. DFG, who needs it? Maybe other champions, but not LeBlanc right now, apparently.
Just Brazilian night here at the champions. Former Brazilian players, Winged and Crown, both looking like they will have MVP performances tonight.
Yeah. It's really the solo kills in lane that are so impressive by Crown. There's Dragon number 2 for Samsung. But again, just at one level, well, early on, 3 minutes in, Crown 1v2 distorts his way out again. But you just don't see 1v1s like we've seen in this game.
Yeah, very
Not
true.
anymore. Used to.
I think we should send more Korean like amateur players to Brazil for a while because they all come back like way better than when they left. Unlike players that go to China.
That's true. That is true. China will wreck you if you're a Korean pro, apparently, but Brazil's good for you. Who knew?
Brazil really works for these guys.
I guess so.
And we get another one too, Daydream. We get to see how good he is now.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see if they put him in game number 2. I don't know if...
He's probably not eligible until the second round.
Oh, yeah, you're
robin.
right. Yeah, you're right. So we won't see how he is in game 2 then.
You're right, Doe. We won't.
I'm still wondering if we're going to see Fury at all, because he should be eligible for Samsung. But Stitch is not really having any problems doing well this game anyway. Doing a job on Tristana. Red buff goes over to Ambition. And Life can't quite hook his former teammate. Be funny if Mad Life just reflexively tossed him the lantern. It's force a habit, Ambition. It's like the good old days.
If they win, I hope he like Manor tosses him a lantern in the fountain.
Oh, that would be beautiful. It's like, here, you could use this. But they're probably not going to win, so we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, 6,000 gold down in 20 minutes and a super fed LeBlanc.
Oh, yeah.
With a Fiora that is up and has not been stopped. So they're just going to do a 20-minute Baron, you know, whatever.
I guess so. Okay, well, Crown can find Bubbling. And that's going to be, almost one kill. Bubbling survives, but CJ, or Samsung rather, turning off of that Baron right away. They smell blood in the water, and they're going to try to get some kills onto CJ players. No such luck, though. I'm kind of surprised they turned off of that Baron, honestly.
Me too. That is...
Crown was holding his own just fine. Huh. Because I don't think they can get any turrets right now. Well,
I mean, they're trying to force a fight and then play with their pick composition.
okay then. Crown does a lot of damage. Teleport coming in for CJ. Ontara's like, did I miss anything? No Gnar anytime soon. Why would you do that? He doesn't have Mega Gnar. There's Flash. Nice headbutt pulverize. Oh boy, Untara's in big trouble now. There's Mega Gnar. Will he get over the wall? I don't think so. Fiora. Not so grand of a challenge. Not really a challenge at all to get that one. What was Untara thinking, man? I mean, yeah, he got Mega Gnar fairly quick, but when he got there, it was still a long way away.
And also, there was no reason to do that.
Yeah, mostly there was no reason to do that. But since he did it, we got to break it down a little bit more, Monte Cristo.
Well, Luton's Echo now done for Crown, so he is basically balling out of control right now.
Yep.
And all they have to do is, I mean, it's 22 minutes in this game, but just keep vision around Baron. Just keep baiting Baron. They don't have to do anything else. And they eventually, CJ will have to face check it.
Yeah.
Oops. He gave up the blue buff.
Ambition.
Steals it with the spear.
That was totally intentional. Ko, you can't tell me Ambition didn't try to do that. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take this one. We don't need you to get kills, don't worry. Whoops. Classic Ambition. Well, you better throw a lot of spears then, all right? Whoops. Cloud Templar's like, I would have never done that to my teammates. Mostly because I would have been playing champions like Amumu that don't do damage.
Or Shen, Jungle Shen.
Yeah, or Jungle Shen, Skarner.
Really hard to take blue buff with that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's really been the Crown show.
Yes, it is. It's a Crown Fiesta
I was
game.
trying to set you up for that one. There you go. We worked it in there.
Did it.
Crown Fiesta.
It's a party for Crown.
It is. Utara. Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Kramer got that one. Kramer, master of all blue buffs. Man, Crown is just, he's destined to get a lot of kills, but not a lot of blue buffs. Ambition just going ham right now. So aggressive. Jumps over the gravity field. Wraith trying to zone a little bit. This is getting a little bit messy. Crown really can't come in and do much at the moment. There's the knockup. Fiora gets a turret somewhere in the meantime, but CJ's winning a team fight here.
Well, they were winning a 3v5.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, it is a fight with the team, so it is a team fight. Kuve takes the tier 2 up in top lane, going to go after the inhibitor turret now, and he's going to do most of the damage to it. Now, they ended up trading 1 for 1 in that skirmish. All right. I guess CJ's going to give up their inhibitor turret.
And their tier 2.
Oh, boy.
Oh, not quite.
Almost.
Couldn't get enough time on that one with the Tristana
Almost.
to take it down. But
Ambition basically just like got his team into a really bad fight there.
no, it was a great fight.
Was it really? I mean, yeah, it got them the turret, but he went so ham though.
But they traded 1 for 1 on a 3-on-5 and took 2 turrets.
I suppose. You're thinking the worth was typed?
It was. The worth was definitely typed.
Or whatever worth is in Korean, I don't know. I don't know what it was. Spooky ghosts. Hello.
Well,
Crown has found you.
He just found, he didn't even know he was there.
Nope.
There was no ward in that brush. There was just a pink ward from CJ, so he accidentally finds a Graves. Doesn't matter though, still chunks him down for most of his HP.
Yeah. Sky finally has a kill, but just doesn't have a ton of damage yet. Dragon's up, and Samsung's going to try to take their 3rd in a row. Shouldn't have any problem doing that with Wraith and Ambition.
Ambition built Lich Bait on mid lane. That is curious.
You know, it's for the turret pushing?
It's for the sweet all-ins.
That's right.
In Cougar form.
Well, I guess we just saw him try that in the jungle, didn't we? Worth. Said it yourself. They may lose their mid lane turret here, though. Oh, Wraith coming in for the headbutt. Pulverize onto Bubbling. Bubbling taking a lot of damage. Ooh, got to be careful.
Gets his Sterix popped right there. Immediately has to back off. Yeah, they don't have anybody to deal with Cuve, and they also can't siege, so...
They can't handle Kuve. They can't handle Crown.
They're
CJ
12,000 gold behind.
Yeah.
I think they're dead, Noah.
I think CJ's going to lose this game. I think it's very likely. It's my official prediction.
They're doing a really good job of split pushing, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this Samsung team, I feel like every time we see them, they just get a little bit better, you know?
Well, thanks to Crown's performance, it would be hard for anybody to lose this game.
Yeah, I suppose. But if you think about their win over Jinair last week, and you look at how Jinair, looked today, and then Ambition went in, got the box out of Mad Life. There's a hook onto Ambition. Wraith just walking into one of the walls, cause you're Alistar, you can. Why not? But yeah, I mean, honestly, the Samsung team is looking good. We're starting to see, I would say like a 3rd through like 6th tighten up a lot in the league right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very cool to see. Right now, Rockets, Tigers, and SK Telecom seemingly in a league of their own. But below that, KT, Jinair, Samsung. I feel like it's a bit of a contest right now.
Well, I think SK Telecom has been helped out quite a bit by the Kindred bans.
Could be.
Because that is a champion they no longer have to worry about in the jungler that they can't really play themselves. I mean, even Bengi's Jungle Graves was quite ward happy.
That Lee Sin, though.
Yeah, it was good.
That was great. I want to see more Lee Sin. We know he's got it in him. He can do it.
All right. Samsung really I mean, at this point in time, they really should just sit there and bait the Baron, get topside control with their vision, and then split push with Fiora, and just threaten Baron constantly, and just, they don't even have to do it. They just have to sit this LeBlanc in the enemy jungle and kill whoever walks up with ambition.
Yeah. More damage onto the turret. Oh, Crown. Ha! Nearly takes out Bubbling again.
Bubbling has a Maw now, so he's going to be a little bit more challenging to kill than before, but they still just don't even have anybody to build an Aegis this game. And no Aegis, I mean, Mad Life has been building up to that face of the mountain, had to go for, he's going for a Crucible next, but the Aegis is going to be pretty core against this.
And here comes Crown. There goes the turret, yep. Ambition's got a fun job of just throwing spears at people over and over again.
I wish I had that job. That sounds like a fun job.
Well, if you were born like a couple thousand years ago, you could have definitely gotten a job where your whole purpose was to throw spears at people.
I would even, you know, make a sick addle to make it easier to throw spears at people. Yeah.
Cool. That's true. You can really propel the spears there. So you would have had to have been born in like South America then. Yeah. Couple inhibitors in trouble. Sky in trouble as well. Yeah, all the zoning right now, like, whoa, Stitch wants a kill, doesn't get it. Stitch wants a piece of the action.
Flash ult, people.
Yeah, I guess so. Doesn't even get the kill though. It's kind of sad.
Well, Steric's Gauge, you know, doesn't make that hard. He's actually have to use his heal.
Oh, Tara, flash ult, Stitch is there. He may have bit off more than he could chew. Was the flash worth it? I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
Wraith gets out. Oh, Crown making a play, takes down Mad Life. Meanwhile, Kuve and Ambition just pushing through the Nexus turrets. All right, this game's gotten a bit silly at the end here. Kramer going in onto Wraith and Crown. He may live to regret it though. Wow,
nice flash.
Dodges it. Yeah, dodges a Pulverize. Really nice for the kill onto Wraith. You don't want to mess with Kramer in the end.
Ambition, why are you still here?
I don't know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Bubbling. Whoa. Oh. Oh, they're too scared of each other.
Didn't want to go for pounce round 2 right there. His
guess so.
Steric's, oh, he doesn't have Steric's, he has the Maw, excuse me. But yes, his Maw is still on cooldown, and he wasn't going to get that shield. Yeah.
Ambition's heal must have been on cooldown.
Ambition has 4,000 gold right now. He really should go back and shop. We see this huge lead, but there's not a lot of that money that's actually been spent. Ambition, go spend your money.
Maybe Ambition would have done that, but Hambition is going to stay and fight. Fight until he's dead. It's ARAM time. ARAMbition? I like Hambition.
Hambition's much better.
He's going Hambition this game.
Now has his death cap.
Yep. Needs a bit more damage, I would say. And the full press continues from Samsung, and there's really not much CJ can do to stop it at this point.
Nope, not with
enormous gold lead.
3 inhibs down and 1 Nexus turret remaining. There's literally nothing they can do.
Culling takes out 1 super minion. All right, that's your ultimate right there. Oh, Crown wants to kill in the fountain, can't quite do it. Muntara with a big ult in the back line, but no follow-up. They're going to go after Kuve now. Ambition still there. Thinking about coming in. There's a kill for Crown. He wants more. Ambition goes to the fountain. Gets 1 for Stitch. There goes the Nexus. I think they just want more kills. Yeah, Nexus going up pretty slow, guys. Oh, Kuve riposts the damage, and there goes the Nexus. He lives. And that's game 1. Samsung taking it with style.
Wow, just really winning that out of the laning phase. And we saw the strengths of CJ right there, where Kramer and Mad Life were able to turn around that lane and get the 2v2 kill onto Stitch, but just wasn't enough as Sky just couldn't hold it together in mid. 1-5-1 on that Victor, and Crown just went nuts. 27,000 damage to champions that game, well above everybody else.
Yeah.
10,000 more than Kramer on CJ, so.
Ambition did a decent amount too, actually.
Yep.
He was only 4,000 behind LeBlanc, actually.
The Ambition was there, and finally we get to see some more Nidalee from Ambition.
Yeah.
One of his all-time great champions.
It is. In mid and in jungle. Ambition is real.
Wow. Well,
taking it to his former team in a big way.
The wait for BDD continues,
I
Noah.
guess so. Well, we'll see what CJ 2.0 can do in the second round robin, right?
Yeah, sorry to say it, but Sky has not been a strong point on this CJ roster.
No. When you say the sky's the limit, it means the limit on what CJ can do in a game.
Well put.
Really,
well
yeah.
put.
CJ right now, sky's the limit. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Only a couple more weeks, Noah. Only a couple more weeks.
That's right. But game 2 is coming up right after.